TikToks that feel illegal to watch. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
Cassie is reportedly preparing to hold Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, accountable for her alleged involvement in their relationship. She allegedly says, Janice would sit in a love seat and watch us, then yell at Sean when she thought he was being too easy on me.
What? Bro, y'all seen that video of Diddy and his mom getting IV fluids? That explains a lot.
What is going on in France? What you are seeing is a freaking attempted kidnapping that happened yesterday in broad daylight on the streets of Paris. The three masked men are trying to grab the daughter of a cryptocurrency boss and shove her in the back of this white van. Now, luckily she was with her husband at the time, and luckily he was a real one because he tried to fight these guys off, but he ended up getting hit in the back of the head multiple times. Despite this, however, he never lets go of her. She was able to grab one of the attacker's guns and throw it into the street, and then moments later, this guy comes running out of an alley to help the couple, and they get scared and they run off. Craziest thing though, witnesses say that this street was relatively busy at the time, and there was even a group of children on their way to a local primary school. And it gets worse when you find out that daylight kidnappings in France happen more often than you'd expect. In fact, this was the fourth abduction case related to France's cryptocurrency sector alone this year. One crypto influencer's father was kidnapped and found in the boot of a car days later, and Ledger co-founder David Balland was kidnapped with his wife in his own home, and he even had his freaking finger cut off for a ransom. Crypto kidnappings have also been happening in other countries around Europe. So, if you're in the space and you're rich, stay safe.
So everyone gonna ignore that, the fact she threw the gun away and not use it against them. That's wow. Seven-and-a-half-hour head start, and they caught the first guy a few blocks away in the French Quarter. That's crazy.
In psychology, there's this term called emotional detachment. People like this come off as gentle when they talk, always wearing a smile, with a mild and easygoing personality. They give off this vibe of being upbeat and cheerful, but deep down, only they know how cold and pessimistic they really are. When it comes to handling things, they've got a knack for thinking everything through super clearly. They've got this habit of always imagining the worst-case scenario, not because they're just gloomy, but because they're used to planning ahead for the rain before it even starts. They don't have anything they're crazy about, no one they're dying to have. They can't get all fired up or hung up on stuff, crowded, lively scenes, not really their thing. But they don't mind being alone either. They just enjoy the freedom of their own company. When a friend's upset, they're the first to step in with comfort, saying the most rational yet kind words. Still inside, they can't really feel what others feel. They get where people's emotions are coming from, but they can't truly relate on that deep personal level. They talk less and less with family, even old buddies they used to be glued to. If life pulls them apart, they won't reach out. It's not that they're heartless, they just get it. Most people are just passing through your life. They come, they go, and no one's an exception. So they keep this gentle distance, not getting too close, but not pushing anyone away either. They know how the world works, and their personality's so solid you can't find a flaw. People even praise them for being mature and understanding, but only they know that behind all that warmth is a natural sense of detachment, an inability to really dive into emotions, and a quiet pessimism that comes from seeing through everything and just dealing with it.
It is what it is. Oh, this is the long version.
This would be how I'd say how to handle people that are belittling you or giving you disrespect. One, you're gonna add silence. 5 to 7 seconds of nothing. And what that does is allow them, their words to fall. So it's gonna tell you that their words aren't threatening. You're adding that space in there to calm you down. It allows them to hear their words back, because it's like they walk their words out onto a plank and now they're all alone. 2, you're gonna ask them to say it again. Let's say it's insults. Insults are very direct. You're gonna ask them to repeat it. And 3, you're going to just let that sit. It's whatever they say. So for example, somebody who's giving you just a straight insult. Whenever somebody is insulting you, we have this ability to get really mad and stew on it and get angry. But best way to do it is, let's say if you told me, you know, I really think you're an idiot, Jefferson. Give it a little bit of silence, and I would repeat, I'm an idiot, Jefferson. Now it's gonna put a spotlight right back on you for you to confirm it, double down on it, or you're gonna apologize. A lot of time in arguments, people take it back. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But if they double down on it, all you need to do is just thank them. Thank you. In other words, thank you for showing me who you are. Thank you for making sure that I'm not gonna be with you anymore, and this is who you are in my life.
This guy has a black belt in self-confidence.
Holy shit. He said what?
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
Your ABC fake news.
Why not leave it?
Only ABC. Well, let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. You're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us. I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is.
400
Or I could say,
million.
thank you very much. There was an old golfer named Sam Snead who won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto: when they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much. You pick up your ball and you walk to the next hole. A lot of people are stupid. They say, no, I insist on putting it. Then they putt it and they miss it. And their partner gets angry at them.
How can he come up with these answers that quick? And he nails it all the time.
I was there at the Bayside Mall with my family, and we all saw exactly what happened. Don't pay attention to a lot of the videos that are out there. I feel like a lot of people are trying to use this for clout, but what happened, we all saw what happened, and it's pretty serious. It's been a few days, and our whole family's processing it, but I think we've kind of accepted that we were a part of this weird experience and moment. So basically what happened was I was there with my brother Brian, my sister and my nephew. We were looking for shoes for my nephew, and then we see a whole crowd of people outside the store just running out in a direction. So as soon as we saw it, we were like, oh shit, what's going on? So we immediately ran out with our nephew, and we picked him up and we ran out and we followed the crowd, and then about a few seconds later, as soon as we started running, my nephew, he's autistic, so he was pointing behind us and he was saying blankie, which he'll usually say whenever he feels unsafe or scared. And he was pointing behind us. So me and my brother, we look behind us, and then we see these 3 9-10 foot tall creatures. I'm not gonna say aliens. Everyone keeps saying it's aliens. I'm not saying aliens because I don't know what it was. None of us really knew everyone. All of us stopped in our track. We, a whole bunch of people were pointing at it. There were other people running. There was a crowd. As soon as it made itself more apparent, it looked like it was glitching. Not like a computer pixelation, but like a wavy glitch. And whatever maybe was covering them had, unveiled or whatever. It looked like a glitch, man. It like a weird glitch in the Matrix or whatever. And then you could see it in its full form, all 3 of them. And then, they were all black. You saw eyes, and you could faintly see like lips. But, I was about 20 feet away, because obviously everybody gave it distance, right? And, they're tall. So we all just looked at them. They were just standing there. And the thing that was a little bit weird, well, it was clearly observing us. It was sentient, right? Or whatever. I don't know, but it was aware of us. It looked at us, the whole crowd, and then as soon as it started walking with its big legs,
as soon as you'll realize aliens are unreal and demons are, walking among us, the better.
I learned this last time. It just makes everything so weird and funny. Are you okay?
Salvia.
Whoa, I remember this from last time. Oh my god! Oh my god! Lay down. Sit down. Lolly, you're okay. Calm down. Oh my god, I'm gonna die! Lolly, no, oh my god! Lolly, stop yelling. Lolly, you're okay. Look, Lolly. Lolly, you're okay. Stop yelling. Lolly, stop yelling. Stop yelling. Stop yelling, Lolly, you're okay. Can you just stop yelling, Lolly? Okay, get some fresh air. Let's go outside. Let's get some fresh air.
It's dark outside.
You're okay.
I don't understand why anyone would ever want to do this.
One of the most brutal things that I personally have ever heard of. December 14th, 2000 was just another cold and snowy ordinary Thursday night for most people who lived in Wichita. But inside one of the units at a triplex on East Birchwood Drive, 5 friends were spending an evening together, completely unaware that their lives were about to change forever. And I just want to throw out a very quick trigger warning that we are about to get into some very graphic details. First, the Carr brothers told all 5 of the friends that they needed to take their clothes off. Then they made everybody just sit on the floor of Jason's bedroom, telling them they could not say a word, they needed to be quiet, and they were threatening them that if they spoke, they would shoot them. Then, while they were demanding that everybody stays quiet, they pulled Heather and Holly up. They said, "You two, come with us, we're going into the living room." And when they got into the living room with the 2 girls, they made these girls perform sexual acts on one another. All while they sat there and watched, and in some perverse way did this for their own sick enjoyment. But that wasn't it, because then they forced Brad to come into the room, and they forced him to have sex with Holly. And as they were doing this, they were continuing to use their guns to threaten them, saying, "We're not taking no for an answer, you do this or we shoot." And then they did the same thing with Jason, then the same thing with Aaron, and it was just absolute humiliation. And after they were done with Holly, they then did the same thing with Heather. But then they took it a step further, and this time when they brought Heather and Holly out of the closet, the brothers now wanted their turn to assault them. So they each took turns with both of the girls, all while these men were inside that closet and they could hear everything. So now, after hours of torture and hours of just doing unthinkable things to this friend group, the brothers decided they've had enough being at this house. So they ordered Brad, Jason, and Aaron to all get in the trunk of Aaron's Honda Accord. Heather was also forced in the back seat of the car, and mind you, everybody was still pretty much naked at this point. Then, because this car wasn't going to fit everybody, the other brother got into Jason's truck, and he told Holly she needed to get in the truck with him. So both of these brothers just start driving, and eventually they came to a rundown soccer field in the middle of the night, and that is where they stopped both of the cars. Both the brothers popped the trunk open, and they ordered everybody to get out. Then they instructed all 5 of the friends to kneel down in the snow, and in that moment, a sense of pure, straight-up panic fell over everybody. They all had this gut feeling of what was coming next. So one by one, each of these friends, just kind of in this line, they all had to watch as the friends before them were shot in the head execution style, just waiting for their turn when they were up and when they were going to be shot. But that wasn't enough. Even after shooting all 5 of the friends in the head, these brothers wanted to make sure that they were truly dead. So they jumped back in Jason's truck and they ran over the bodies just to make sure that they were dead, and then they sped away. Once the brothers drove off, all 5 of these friends' bodies were just laying there in the snow, on the ground, bullet wounds, and motionless. But then, one of them moved.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Oh, disclaimer, the following clip is a horrific scene. Gotcha.
To put the finishing touches on this match.
Oh.
Roman Reigns. Oh,
Ooh. Nice move. Oh. Oh. Oh.
the finishing touches on this match.
Someone get FEMA on the phone. I think we're going to qualify after this disaster. Because they don't. You gotta be kidding me! Oh, did he do it? Did he get it? What a left who's fading
Look at the choke. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, tag me, tag me.
To put the finishing touches on this match.
Oh. And some say wrestling is fake.
In the courtroom as Cassie was testifying, so let me tell you guys everything that you didn't see or may have not heard, because it's a lot. I will say the most damning part of her testimony for me is when she describes a freak-off where Diddy and another man, an escort, are standing on top of her while she is laying on the floor high off of ecstasy, and they are urinating on her face to the point where she is choking on their pee. And to further give context, on the right-hand side of the court seated is her husband, Alex Fine. On the left-hand side, Diddy's 6 out of 7 kids are sitting in the courtroom as Cassie is describing having weekly freak-offs for years that would last 2, 3, one lasted up to 4 days. She talked about damaging hotel rooms so bad in one instance that they had to pay such a hefty fee because the hotel told them that they needed to completely redecorate the room after a freak-off. After a freak-off, there would be blood, urine, and lots of baby oil. There was so much baby oil. There was also so much baby oil talk to the point where the judge at one point told prosecutors, wrap it up. But before we even got there, a very pregnant Cassie was called to the stand. She was wearing a tight brown turtleneck dress that was hugging her baby bump. When she sat down, you could tell she was nervous. And if you couldn't, you quickly picked up on it because once she started talking, you noticed that she paused a lot. She would sigh heavily before she answered a question. One of those moments was when she explained to the court that a year into their relationship, that Diddy had approached her with this fantasy that he had. He called it voyeurism, where he wanted to see her have sex with another man, later referred to as freak-offs. She said her stomach dropped. She was 22 years old. She described herself as very naive and a people pleaser. She said the only reason that she agreed to it is because she knew it would make him happy and she was afraid what would happen if she said no. That's also around the time, she says, that he started to get abusive. Most of her testimony today was spent on talking about these freak-offs, the different escorts that they would use, the different hotels that they would use. She said that she would find escorts off of Craigslist and this escort service called Cowboys for Angels. And to describe them, they weren't the most attractive men, right? They were very average looking. Some of them weren't even conventionally attractive. One thing they had in common is most of them were black because Diddy preferred for her black men with a big D, she said. At one point, Cassie broke down in tears when the prosecutor asked her, why didn't you leave? If the freak-offs, as you explained, were so disgusting and humiliating, why not leave? And she started crying and said that she was very deeply in love and this was the only alone time that she could get with Diddy. And it got to a point where this was kind of the only emotional connection that she was getting from this man that she was dating. So much more that I'll cover in another video, including his incessant phone calls, him tracking her down with his security, and her never being able to escape him.
And but the escort said Cassie requested, the R. Kelly. You know what I'm talking about.
96-hour freak off? Folks, you're lucky enough if you get 15 good minutes out of me. This brother P. Diddy is on a whole nother level of sadistic. They need to put that nigga on an Ocean Gate submarine, send him down to the Mariana Trench, and let nature do its best work. Because what the hell? Casey was saying that he would allow the men to urinate on her to the point where she would start choking. You know how much you would have to urinate on somebody for that to happen? I mean, what world was this man living in? I have 3 sisters, and I could only imagine if any one of them called me and told me that some man was doing that. The way I would morph into Heath Ledger's Joker would be unreal. The lights would go out in the city and explosions would ensue. Because what in the actual...
He makes R. Kelly look like a saint.
I'll show you the beautiful river. Well, I mean, you can't really tell there's water under there.
So clean.
Somewhere under all that rubbish is water. Water that will probably kill you with one sip.
And why do people travel to India again?
Just apply a cabbage leaf to your knee and you'll thank me forever. If you suffer from pain in your knees, elbows, or wrists, this simple and powerful method can completely transform your life. You'll never have to deal with discomfort or swelling again after discovering this incredible tip that relieves joint pain in a natural, practical, and affordable way. Cabbage is a medicinal treasure with anti-inflammatory, soothing, and pain-relieving properties that work quickly. In addition to improving circulation and reducing swelling, it's rich in vitamins and minerals that help with joint recovery. Best of all, its use is entirely home-based, with no need for medications or chemicals. To start, take a few cabbage leaves. Both green and red cabbage work perfectly. Place the leaves in a glass container, as this helps preserve the vegetable's natural properties. Next, pour hot water over the leaves and let them sit for about 15 minutes. This process is essential to activate the cabbage's anti-inflammatory compounds and release its benefits. After this time, drain the hot water and rinse the leaves with cold water to cool them completely. This thermal shock prepares the leaves for use. Finally, make sure to dry each leaf thoroughly with a clean, dry cloth to remove any excess moisture, ensuring they're ready to be applied properly for maximum effectiveness. With the leaves prepared, apply one directly to the affected area, such as the knees, elbows, or wrists. Secure it with a cloth or tape and leave it on for several hours, preferably overnight.
What?
This allows the cabbage's properties to reduce inflammation and relieve pain. Many people are already using this technique and report significant relief from the very first application. Instead of spending money on medications, you can rely on cabbage as a safe and natural solution. In addition to being affordable, this method poses no risk of allergies or side effects, making it a practical alternative for those seeking immediate pain relief. Now that you know this secret, it's time to try it out. Take care of yourself and enjoy the benefits of this natural remedy, which can restore your quality of life. Many people have already transformed their routines with this tip, and you can too. Share this discovery with friends and family who need relief. I'm sure that, like them, you'll be amazed by the results.
Okay, I'm covering my whole body with cabbage.
This is the wedding video of the firefighter and his wife before he had the blowout at his birthday party, exposing her for being unfaithful to him and his children. And it looks like they were having a wonderful time. Fast forward to, we're not even sure how many years or months later, where the fire chief exposes his wife in front of all of her friends and family for being unfaithful. Notice this key moment where he asked her to take off her wedding ring. And the boys are saying W in the chat for getting the ring back first. Then he gives her one more kiss aggressively before it all goes downhill.
Ooh. Wow.
It goes on from there and you get the idea. As you could tell, all of her friends and family are very confused as to what's happening. They thought it was part of a skit or something. He pretty much gaslights him, saying, "What are you talking about?" through the whole thing, even though he has video and photographic evidence. He expresses to her how he's ashamed how she ruined their family. And most people say that he went a little heavy on her. But the boys are giving him a W in the chat. But what do you guys think?
He was so aggressive. She's wrong. But so is he. Walk away with dignity. As soon as you lose, like emotional control, you lose the plot.
By the beginning of 2016, everybody who lived in apartment building number 12 on Shanxi Road in the big Chinese city of Xi'an knew to stay away from the woman who lived at the end of the hall on the 15th floor. The woman, whose family name was Wu, but nobody actually knew this woman's individual name, was 43 years old and she lived alone. Nobody ever came to visit her and she almost never left her apartment. But oftentimes, residents on the 15th floor could hear this woman talking to herself. She'd even get into these big arguments with herself where it was clear she was kind of playing the role of multiple personalities at once. They avoided her because she seemed really dangerous. One day, a few months earlier, a teenage girl was walking down the hallway on the 15th floor, making her way towards her friend's apartment when she passed by this woman's apartment door. The door to this woman's apartment flew open and the woman rushed outside and began screaming incoherently. She was attacking the teenage girl and her eyes go wide and she kind of curls her hands into claws, and then she began running down the hall towards this girl. And so the girl, she runs down the hall and she manages to pound on her friend's door. They opened it up, the girl ran inside, and they shut and locked the door right as this woman came barreling into the door. Following this first attack, the woman on the 15th floor would routinely barge out of her apartment and chase down young women and teenage girls that were walking past her door. But sometime in early February, this woman's random attacks just kind of stopped. They couldn't even hear her inside of her apartment talking to herself. People became kind of worried about this woman, but nobody was willing to go knock on her door and actually make sure she was okay. Right around the time the woman on the 15th floor stopped her attacks and went silent sometime in early February, an elevator inside of this apartment building broke down between floors 11 and 10. And so a maintenance crew was called out to fix the elevator, and then the work crew said they'd come back in about a month when they had the right supplies and people. A month later, this crew came back with what they needed, and they were able to lower the broken elevator car down to floor 10, and then they opened up the doors, and they were absolutely horrified at what they saw inside their car. It's believed that shortly after this woman on the 15th floor had one of her outbreaks and chased someone down the hall, she got into the elevator and began traveling down. And when the elevator car got between floors 11 and 10, it came to a lurching stop. But for some reason, when this happened, the woman did nothing. She didn't yell for help, she didn't scream, she didn't pound on the doors, she just sat in the elevator car. This elevator crew had no idea there was anybody inside the elevator car because, again, this woman who was trapped in there was totally silent throughout their attempts to try to fix the car. This woman just sat in silence in this elevator car with no food and no water for several days until she died of dehydration, which is one of the most agonizing and slow ways to go. She just sat there and eventually died.
Okay, if she lives at the end of the hall, how were people walking past her door?
The world is just getting sicker by the minute as two KKK members decide to go to Atlanta, go to the hood, dressed up as that, and they got killed in the hood. When I tell you the hate and racism is starting to get at an all-time high, it is. We heading towards a war. Race war is brewing. Hate is getting bigger. And I'm gonna tell you this, in this time and this day and era, these type of blacks is not going for it. These blacks ain't going for it. So whatever is brewing, whatever is coming, as you may know, in the end time, it says nations will rise against nation, and that's race. So I told you, a lot of people ain't making it. A lot of people ain't making it, man. A lot of people ain't making it. And it's happening now. It's not happening later. It's not happening tomorrow. It's happening now.
Atlanta don't play, man.
She did what? They said Cassie FaceTimed her husband while she was getting cracked by Diddy.
No, they're just sick.
This is day 5 of the Diddy trials. I'm about to give you guys key moments of what Cassie said that had social media in a frenzy. Cassie admitted that while she was with her husband again, she linked up with Diddy and got it on because through a text she stated that she wanted to embrace him. The husband FaceTimed her in the midst of her getting greased. She stated she does not hate Diddy, that she still has love for the past and what it was. I don't even know what that means. Messages showed that while she was with her husband, she told Diddy that she wouldn't be at this beautiful point in her life without him. She also stated that she went back to keep linking up with Diddy after he R-worded her while she was with this guy right here. She stated that she left Diddy forever after Kim Porter's funeral because Diddy called Kim Porter his soulmate, stating that that basically hurt her feelings, and that's when she knew to solidify it with her husband. Also, she originally thought she completely broke it off with Diddy when she first started dating her husband after he got with the woman Gina. But again, she officially never seen Diddy and married her husband after he's called Kim Porter his soulmate.
That doesn't negate that, you know, the fact Diddy did all that to her. Stockholm syndrome, that's what it's called.
Trump.
Yeah, you think he can like?
Everybody in churches, so they think Trump good because he keep giving them all that money to keep them broke. Because they don't understand that they trying to.
Oh, real quick, no, before you have a comment about Trump, who's the vice president of the United States of America?
I don't know about him.
Who is it?
It's been the same. Listen, let me tell you.
You don't know it. Don't tell him.
I know this. The last 44, all presidents been cousins, so I don't give a who in there. They all cousins. They all related. So it don't matter. That's his cousin. That's all I need to know.
You said 44. He's 45 and 47.
No.
Yeah, 9/11. If you add those up, that's 9/11.
44 been cousins. That's what I said.
Oh yeah, you know.
44 been cousins. Now listen to me. You gotta pay
this guy's smart.
Okay, yes, Barack and George Bush were
Crazy
related.
smart.
And Barack was related to Columbus, and he's from Hawaii. He's not from America.
I know. Do you think Michelle's a boy or girl?
She's a boy for sure. 100%. Her name Michael. It's Michael. It's not Michelle. Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
So you agree with Charleston, so you're not one of these like total libtards. So you so like politically.
Charleston said Michelle.
Everybody knows she a man.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody knows she a man.
Joke. Like a lot of black people, you say that joke. I've said it in clubs.
She a man.
Some people get pissed.
Man, man, but it's okay. Obama could do what he wanted to do.
Wow, he didn't even let him say what he had to say about Trump. I wanted to hear that. Wow. Egyptian.
You see this dude right here? He's weird as f. You see, he was into a alternative type of lifestyle, and he did things that most men would never be into. Prince had a work ethic like no other. No cap, his output was insane. He did a fully recorded, fully finished song every day for 5 years straight. Homeboy could finish an entire album in a week. It was borderline psychotic. He would rehearse during the day, go do a 2.5-hour show, and then record until sunrise. I mean, this dude was the textbook definition of greatness. You see, where a lot of people get confused is that they think that greatness is about being perfect, but greatness is really about reps. Prince released over 1,000 songs during his illustrious career. Only 5 of them went #1 on Billboard. And he only released 10 to 15% of the songs that he recorded. I think the lesson that we could all learn from Prince is to just take action. Finish what you started, even if it's not perfect. And that's what greatness is really about.
They are scum. They are evil.
A mother sold her 17-month-old daughter to 6 men in exchange for money. She was charged with a first-degree felony. On July 28th, 21-year-old Erica Lawson took her 17-month-old daughter, Elena Hembry, to a hospital where doctors tested the DNA of 7 different men who had already lost their lives. Court documents show that Lawson allegedly admitted to selling Elena to at least 6 men who subjected her to terrible SA. Elena was later airlifted to East Tennessee Children's Hospital due to serious injuries. On Sunday evening, Elena was announced to have stopped breathing and passed away in the hospital on the evening of July 30th. And at least 7 different types of DNA were found in her body, which is really terrifying. She is only 17 months old, yet she has suffered these terrible things to an unimaginable degree. We hope to seek justice for little Elena. Lawson is being held in a Kentucky prison on bail of $1 million, but to my knowledge, she may not be convicted and may not even be punished. May the deceased...
Yep, justice for Elena. Rest in peace, little angel. God is not blind.
I'm gonna show you an alien in real life, bro. And everyone that's watching this can do it right now. I need you to go to your bathroom, stand in front of your sink. Most people have a mirror there. I'm gonna teach you a way to see the aliens that's gonna blow your mind away.
This guy.
Flick the light on and just look into the mirror and you're gonna see the alien. We are the aliens if you believe in God. If you believe in God, we, human beings, are the aliens. We are not the ones that originated on this earth. The story of creation, Adam and Eve, peace be upon them, they were cast down from the heavens when they fell into temptation. So we're the aliens, Danny. I got a news flash for you. You're an alien, bro. Welcome, man.
Thanks, man. Happy to be here.
I'm sure you come with a Christian upbringing. You've heard the story of Adam and Eve, right? Okay. What did it say? We fell from the Garden of Eden, yeah? Right. Okay. So you're the alien, Dan?
It doesn't say that.
Yeah, but wouldn't every being from another place be an alien to you? So we are aliens too. If there's another civilization out there, we would be aliens to them the same way they're aliens to us. So we're all aliens in that sense, right?
Absolutely. Alien means something foreign or not understood.
Right.
And that concept, I agree with when people say that there's aliens and we're going to see them. Yes. But I'm going to use the Abrahamic perspective.
Abrahamic.
We know from the Jewish, Christian, and Muslim tradition that before we were created, human beings, there was a species created before us. We're not the first species with free will. We always talk about how human beings have free will, right? I just talked about it a little bit right now. I can do whatever I want. Well, we were not the first species created with free will.
Okay, if you believe in the Bible, God created this world for us and gave us dominion over it.
China opened the world's first AI hospital a few days ago, and this is some scary stuff right here. I think China is living in the future. I think the rest of the world is behind. Just check this out, man. Yo, the AI even injects you. Crazy.
People don't get this. This will be stealing more jobs.
Don't go anywhere because we still have fire clips after fire clips back to back.
Iran wants to trade with us, okay, if you can believe that. And I'm okay with it. I'm using trade to settle scores and to make peace. But I've told Iran, we make a deal, you're going to be very happy. But more than anything, I've told Iran very simply, because I heard somebody making my case last night on television. I didn't like it because they were saying there's plenty of time. There's not plenty of time. There's not plenty of time.
You feel urgency.
Well, they're not going to have a nuclear weapon, and eventually they'll have a nuclear weapon. And then the discussion becomes a much different one.
They want to ask him what his favorite ice cream.
Mexicali, there is underground Chinese cities.
Oh, what? Yeah, I've been to them. So it gets insanely hot. Like Mexicali is the desert. And these were people from China. They came over to the U.S. to work in the railroads, and then the U.S. kicked them out. They tried moving all throughout Mexico, and unfortunately, people in Mexico were not fond of that. So they pushed them out of their cities. They pushed them and pushed them and pushed them until they got all the way up north to the middle of nowhere in the extremely unbearably hot desert. And they just started like setting up there, and it would just get so unbelievably hot for them. They would literally dig underground to keep cool underground. They didn't like live underground, but they had like their spaces underground to keep cool. Even now you go there and it's like there's like generations of Chinese Mexicans where they speak Chinese and they speak Spanish and they have Chinese restaurants. You go to Mexicali and it's like, nah, there's not like taco spots at every corner. There's Chinese restaurants at every corner.
Oh,
like,
wow.
I bet the food is great there. You know, Chinese food mixed with Mexican style.
I don't give a I don't give a not even a little bit. When you hear the details that we heard, good luck with the defense deciphering the difference between sex trafficking and racketeering as opposed to domestic abuse and thinking that's going to win them a jury. I find it very difficult to believe that human beings are going to be able to disassociate themselves from the criminal kind of behavior she's alleged he has done. By the way, there is video of it, and I don't know what level of access is going to be given to it, but it's spanning about 15 minutes. Remember when you saw him running down the hallway after her, half butt naked, with a towel wrapped around him? Remember that? It's right there. Remember that? Remember when he dragged her and threw her to the ground and kicked her? Apparently, we only saw a couple of minutes, but that scene took place for about 15 minutes. And now reportedly, anyway, it's going to be released, if it hasn't already, for all to see. I don't know whether that's true or not. I just know that's very, very bad. As it pertains to domestic violence, not being a federal crime, that's more of a state crime. Good luck with convincing the jury of that.
Yep, that's not RICO, that's domestic. They need to change the charge. He's guilty for sure.
But something that happened in Mexico as well. This guy, he posted a couple of videos, and at 3 in the morning, he starts like feeling and hearing like paranormal going on in his house.
Johnny, están tocando.
Huh?
Están tocando.
Están tocando.
Escucha. Espérame aquí, aguántame.
Oh, nah.
Yo, this is weird, right?
Son las 3 de la mañana, gente. Son casi las 3 de la mañana.
What? Yo, this motherfucker's fucking.
What is going on?
¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué es lo que quieres? Deja de molestar. Quiero que te largues.
Oh, no more knocking.
Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you
oh,
see
yeah,
it?
Yeah, the forehead.
See what?
¿Qué es eso? Oh, no manches.
What the fuck?
Oh, no manches.
What is no
Ceci.
What the what is that? What I think is going on and shit, a witch is low-key trying to get in. And you already know that brujas or witches, they prey on
kids.
And as you saw,
He has a kid in the...
he has a little baby.
Okay, yeah.
Because there's also another video by the same guy, basically surveillance footage of that
Outside?
same door, and you see something creep over the door.
Miren, ahí está observando, ahí
Yeah,
se
yeah.
asomó algo. Vean eso.
What?
Vean lo extraño que el color de piel que tiene eso, vean. Y mi hija ahí está alterada y si se dan cuenta, no deja de mirar hacia el portón.
What the fuck is that?
God, please protect this family and those babies. Oh my goodness. Whew. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh man. Oh. Oh, what happened to the eye? Oh, wow. It's just so sad. Addiction literally takes everything from you.
He took the post down. This is insane. This is actually insane. Do you know what that means? 8647. This guy's an author. James Comey, also a former director of the FBI. He posted this picture at the beach with this caption. And then he took the post down a couple hours later. Things could possibly be in motion right now. So you know what 86 means, right? Essentially, to get rid of something or someone. So can you guys just remind me again who the 47th president is? I forget, can you guys remind me? So this is his Instagram page right here, and as you can see, the post is gone. Also, as you can see here, he was a pretty big Kamala supporter. So Comey and Trump actually have beef ever since Comey was fired by Trump in 2017. So I don't know about you guys, but that seems like something pretty sketchy to just post 8647 on the beach and then take the post down. That seems sketchy. Let me know what you guys think.
Yeah, Comey needs to be arrested for treason and threatening the life of the president.
Lucifer is Jesus. Revelation 22:16, where Jesus said, I, Jesus, I am saying it. I am Lucifer,
He didn't say
You got
that.
a problem with that or what? Jesus said, I am saying, I am Lucifer. So today, if you want to talk about, oh, the devil is going to get you as Lucifer. No, Lucifer is Jesus, Arrowhead. Go back and read the Bible. Read it.
Where did you buy your Bible, sir? Temu? He didn't say that.
When you are emotional, you are a bad decision maker. When you are in a space of emotion, make no decision. Don't text, don't call. I always say just remove yourself and go in, go quiet. When you can go quiet and be in that stillness of you, it will come to you over time. And you know what's another great thing? And when you look at resilient people, they don't have all the answers and they don't need to have all the answers. I don't have all the answers, but I don't need them to be okay. And this is where you embrace that uncertainty. You don't have to have all the answers. And that by itself is powerful. Like, you don't need to figure it out. You don't need to know what to do right away. Leave it. Sit in it. Be in it. Then when it's time, you move through.
She's definitely my new obsession.
It's only one thing they could do to stop Ye right now. And if they do it, they'll make him a martyr. Whenever he does what people consider crazy things, his fans go stream more.
Yeah.
They go buy more.
Yeah.
He's in total control. My guy, when me and Ye was running around together daily, he said, hey, bro, tell Ye we got 30 million for him to go through a short run for us, 7 to 10 dates, and we'll cover all his production costs and travel. I'm excited. 30 million? Well, I get 5% of that. I'm all right, right? Ye tells me, all right, Wack, tell your guy how much does it cost for me to buy his company and then I'll tour for me or buy into his company so I can work for me. Either way it goes, Ye's not working for nobody but Ye. And I'm looking at him like, yeah, I know you got some money, but I mean, 30 million is 30 million. I mean, damn, yeah, we get it done in 8 days, 10 days. I'm looking at it, but seeing what he went through.
Makes sense.
Kanye is ahead of time.
10-year-old girl was kidnapped because she was playing Roblox. Her kidnapper found her on Roblox and then had her move over to Discord so they could chat. Luckily, the girl was found, 250 miles away from her home. The 27-year-old man has been arrested for both kidnapping and unlawful sexual conduct with a 10-year-old because of Roblox. Roblox is a target-rich environment. It's perfect for creeps and predators who intend to prey on children. There's a couple of lessons from this terrible incident. First, do not expose your kids to internet-connected systems with a chat function. This is the primary vector for predators to trick children into communicating with them. And second, Roblox specifically is not safe for kids. The inherent nature of the game is meant for adults. If your kid isn't old enough for porn, they're not old enough for Roblox. Even with chat disabled, players can still communicate with each other by drawing on things in the game. And number 3, Roblox's parental controls are not effective. I played Roblox and told it I was 8 years old. I had full parental controls enabled, everything restricted as much as it could be, and it still let me play Public Bathroom and rob mom. In Public Bathroom, there were people humping each other on beds and in bathtubs. In Rob Mom, I was able to rob an Apple store and I shot the cops as an 8-year-old with full parental controls enabled. If you want to let your kids play internet-connected, open-world games, try Minecraft. It has effective parental controls. Your kids can play with their actual real-life friends by setting up private realm servers that you control. Do not let your kids play Roblox.
Man, you just described my worst nightmare. No Roblox for the kids.
Oh, look, it's Beyonce all over again. No, it's not. That nag is tied. And y'all gonna pull the baby out the stable. Like, it looks so pathetic watching that little girl trying to pretend to be a grown woman. It's funny. Trademark their name, sign a contract. And now nobody cares about their childhood anymore. Why do you think Michael Jackson worked so hard to try to create a space for kids to just be kids? Because they stole his childhood from him. He just got... How's Blue Ivy any different? How is what the Kardashians are trying to do with Northwest any different? We watched these children come into the world. We watched them be born, and now we're sitting here watching them being G-united. And we're sitting here saying, oh my God, look at her.
It was a family affair too, guys. 13-year-old Blue Ivy joining mom on stage as a backup dancer.
She's 13 years old. She just turned 13. And got that girl singing the Deja Vu, trying to make it seem like, oh, look, it's Beyonce all over again. No, it's not. And she really wasn't that great to begin with. Very well rehearsed. You can train a monkey to do anything if you force them at task long enough. Is there something wrong with these people? Yeah. But there's something wrong with us.
And people need to quit calling her queen. She is not.
Just like how they're hiding the secret of the pyramid under the Hoover Dam.
The U.S. government! Which is covering up the truth about the ancient pyramid under the Hoover Dam!
And I just thought how so many of us, including myself, have been focusing so much on CERN. And what if CERN has just basically been gathering an energy source like dark matter or whatnot to open a Stargate? And what if that Stargate is actually the Hoover Dam? And once I started researching this, I found some interesting articles. There's not a heck of a lot of them, but these articles are all talking about how the Hoover Dam was built like a Stargate. So I believe that a lot of people's different research and that this is all connected and culminating together. And if we look at this article, I think this needs to be looked into on a much deeper scale. I just think that there's something going on with the Hoover Dam, and what if what is going to be birthed forth is something that's actually going to come out of that area? What if this also is a large part, a smaller part? What if these archways to Bell that they've been putting up, we don't know what's been constructed inside of them. I do have a video that I had seen where a person had mentioned that all the archways were built by robots. They were all built by machines. And who's to say, with the weird things that are going on in this day and age of technology and what have you, what's to say that these archways aren't going to be dimensional portals put up all over the world for, you know, the armies of the underworld to come forth through, or fallen angels, the dark ones, whatever you want to call them. Whatever's coming through them is going to be good, but there's a lot of other stuff that's coming together, and I just believe that we need to be really, really paying attention very closely as to what is going on and look into all aspects of all things in order to see what the enemy is up to.
They showed this in the Transformer movie.
Shit's getting weird. Part Infinity. Everybody in the comments was like, oh my gosh, that security guard's seeing too much. He's seeing too much. It's not what he saw.
It's smell.
What he smelled. Okay, I know that face. Everybody knows that face. That is the universal face of funk. That's the universal face of... What the fuck was that? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? That's the face you make when somebody smells horrendous. When somebody makes a terroristic attack on one of your five senses. You take that upper lip, and we got big lips, so you take that upper lip and just close the amount of air that gets in your nostrils. It ain't gonna get it all, but it's gonna help at least a little bit. You know? You sit there and... And it's the most respectful way you can do it. Because if you're like, what the fuck is that smell? Somebody's like, oh, you're being mean. So you flip that upper lip, and you look away, and you try to get out of the danger zone.
Usher farted.
This guy couldn't believe his eyes. While waiting at a traffic light, he saw something that looked like a glitch in the Matrix. The streetlight kept flashing on and off, making the tree in front of him disappear and reappear like a real-life glitch. And he wasn't the only one stunned. Right in front of him, a truck driver had to pull over just to figure out what was happening. It was like they both stumbled into a real-life video game, just when you think you've seen it all.
There's no such thing as the Matrix. We're not living in the movie. I the only one who saw Lord Voldemort? Yeah, calm down. Why do all the people screaming have American accents?
There's a ritual in the White Mountains of Arizona. They physically brought like a black stone altar. They trucked this thing in and then carried it into the White Mountain Apache reservation to their high place that's out there. And they brought a huge pig with them. And the man who was the high priest over it came up from Phoenix, Arizona to govern this ritual. He had that brown, charred, soggy skin and feeble, like needing help, but he was the master of ceremonies. As people took their positions and began to initiate that ritual, when they slaughtered the pig on the altar, abuse is happening around it. When he drank the blood of the sacrifice of the person, his complexion came back to life, like he lost 20 years on his life. His skin transformed in front of my face to be that of a much younger man, and his spine stood erect.
Really?
The joints of his hands were straightened out. That is a vampire.
Is he saying the pig was sacrificed or a person or both? Did anyone else catch that?
Hold up. Human remains found just a block away from Taylor Swift's secluded mansion, literally out in the middle of nowhere in Rhode Island? Really? Be right back.
Human remains were found right down the road from Taylor Swift's Rhode Island mansion as fears that a New England serial killer is on the loose.
This story is so eerie and wild and honestly shocking. Human remains were found in the Watchville neighborhood of Westerly, which is where Taylor Swift's Rhode Island mansion is located. Police were called to respond to reports of what someone suspected were human remains. They arrived and discovered what appeared to be a human leg bone.
And only the leg bone was left? What happened to the rest of the body? Again, like a block from her house, at the peak of Rhode Island, secluded in the middle of nowhere. This happened to be right by Taylor's house. I'm sure all the stuff in the background has nothing at all to do with the story. It really doesn't, just, you know? But let me ask a reasonable question. Who's all going down here besides Taylor? Wouldn't it be like off limits? And I'm just saying, this kind of looks like that kind of house. I wonder who the culprit could be. Completely irrelevant. Have y'all seen where she was wearing a snake and doing a photo shoot making fun of the forbidden fruit? Or right here where she was dressed up as a high priest. I'm not gonna say what kind of high priest, but I'll tell you it does have something to do with the background. And completely irrelevant, just a question. I wonder what kind of practices would cause someone to get possessed. Pretty crazy stuff though. Let me know anything below.
Probably a sacrifice.
What if I told you the ocean was the real outer space? A couple years ago, this independent researcher, Tyler Schmerkenheiser, built this one-of-a-kind submarine. Not just any submarine. No, this thing had an adaptive hyperalloy composite hull, practically indestructible. Why? Because Tyler was obsessed. He believed the ocean floor itself was a lie. So what did he do? He stuck a camera on the front and dove straight into the unexplored depths of the Mariana Trench. And buddy, what he captured down there, no one's been able to explain it. Instead of finding the seabed, he found something else. An abyssal vortex. A swirling black whirlpool no other expedition had ever seen. And when he went through it, he rose up into a place he'd never seen before. A land. With strange, human-like beings standing on the shore. Just standing there, watching, like they'd been expecting him. It was like some upside-down world hidden beneath the waves. The craziest part? Tyler believed these vortexes weren't rare. No, he said they were canals, gateways, scattered across the ocean floor, leading to realms we can't even begin to understand. And if you think that sounds impossible, just remember, we've explored less of our own ocean than we have of outer space. Maybe, just maybe, they're the same thing.
This is just a theory, not a fact.
Remember also scientists found water under the ocean?
Apparently, if you take a seed of a plant, put it in your mouth, take it out, and plant it, the plant will give whatever fruit it bears more vitamins, more minerals that you are deficient of based on your saliva.
Really?
Yeah. You ever wonder why farmers markets have the best produce, best fruit, best vegetables, everything?
Why?
Because traditionally, farmers, when they plant the seeds, before they plant it, they put it in their
You're
saliva.
lying.
No,
It's okay.
that's what they do. It's like part of their practice. They put the seed to moisten it with their saliva, and then they plant it. But what it was actually doing was getting the plant to understand your biochemistry. I think over time, that just being the tradition, it was lost in translation. It's crazy. But it's
That's
like
cool.
magic. No, real.
If you ever want anybody to do something for you, there's a magic formulation of the phrase which will work much better than nearly all alternatives. And the phrase he used is this: I wonder if you can help me. Not, I'm sorry, so sorry to dump this crap on you, or I know you were expecting to have the weekend off, but, or I need to do you a favor. The fantastic thing is you leave it open. I wonder if you can help me, suggesting that the person's status would be considerably enhanced by the answer yes. And I've actually used it myself, and I have to say it was a brilliant bit of advice. What's so interesting is your emotional response to that sentence, I wonder if you can help me, which is still implicitly leaving me with the option to say no, is somehow much more powerful than so many other alternatives. And yet when we're saying these phrases, we're not really that conscious of the different emotional effect we're engendering. Really fascinating.
Well, if there's one thing I took out of the...
Wonder no more. The answer is no.
This deer walked into a thermal feature in Yellowstone. Watch this.
Get burned by acid? How? What the fuck? So they lied to us?
Like what?
It's been a lie this whole time. They've been lying to us. We can get it. I'm right behind the deer. I'm hot.
No burns, no panic. Just calmly stepping through the water that should have killed. How did it do that? Because...
I don't understand what I'm supposed to see.
News. Trump didn't just lift sanctions on Syria. He fired a shot at every global institution that thought they still ran the world. No UN approval, no congressional vote, just one handshake, and 10 years of isolation vanished. For over a decade, Syria was locked out of the global economy. Now, Trump opened the gates with a single move. And this wasn't charity. It was calculated disruption. In return, Syria, backed by Gulf funding, is launching a new AI energy corridor. That corridor bypasses Chinese ports, redirects European oil flow, and places Washington, not Brussels or Beijing, back at the center of global infrastructure. Trump didn't send troops. He sent business plans. And for the American people, cheaper oil billions in defense contracts, one less endless war draining your wallet. But beyond politics, one thing is clear. Trump didn't wait to win back the White House to start acting like he owns the map. You might not like how he plays the game, but when was the last time foreign policy actually paid off for you?
Trump is a businessman, a genius.
You've probably never heard of this luggage brand. A brand that once put an elephant on its suitcase just to prove it could take anything. This is Globetrotter, a British brand that has been handcrafting luggage for 127 years. The bags make you feel like you're on a train or a safari. They invented something truly different. The case is made of vulcanized fiberboard, light as leather but strong like steel. Trusted by names like Winston Churchill, Queen Elizabeth II, and explorers like Sir Edmund Hillary. The first to ever summit Everest. Apparently in 1953, a Globetrotter bag came with him on the ascent. Even became James Bond's choice Inspector in No Time to Die. Today, every Globetrotter bag is made in the same English factory. And it's made to last for decades, not just seasons. And like anything that matters, it's the details that make it. Reinforced corners, polished hardware, and hand-riveted straps. Globetrotter is the if you know luggage brand. And we're not here to gatekeep it. I guess if an elephant can trust it to hold up, you can too. And we certainly do. Let us know in the comments below if you've ever heard of Globetrotter.
No, but it looks ridiculous for the modern day, but I like it. I'll buy it if I have the money.
We're going to practice our narcissistic smile. Dead eyes, relax the face, and inside you want to think that you are superior and that the person you're looking at the camera, obviously, the person you're looking at is beneath you. What a stupid idiot they are. And you're so much more powerful than they are, and so much better than them. And you want that in the eyes, and you want it dead, reptilian. You're a crocodile looking at something that's about to eat. And then smile, but don't smile.
But don't smile.
Just artificially raise the corners of your mouth up and put a little bit of contempt there. Yeah, I'm smiling for you, idiot.
Smiling for you, idiot.
Yeah, is this what you people like? When someone smiles at you? Am I safe now? Am I friends now? Is this my friend face? If the smile hits your eyes, they can see like emotion there. That's all right.
It's really quite disturbing how accurate that is. This guy.
This yet? Apparently, this guy came across the real Kanye West sitting down on a bench in downtown Los Angeles looking completely out of it. I mean, y'all, there's no denying it. This dude absolutely looks like Kanye West. He looks like he's just in a sunken place, just like the movie Get Out told him. Do y'all remember what B.O.B. said?
Certain black leaders get replaced, and all of a sudden they switch up and they doing shit that they preached against. They spent their whole legacy preaching against some shit, and then all of a sudden they cool with it. That's why you don't never see these niggas. There's certain niggas you just never see in public. You don't never see these niggas in public. And they either kill them or replace them, or they fake their death, they go and hide it. I'm telling y'all, like, I know, like, I study this shit, I know this shit. I'm not even saying it on cocky shit, but it's just the truth. Like, that's what the fuck is going on. From politics to hip-hop music to rock music. Call me crazy. I got lots of friends in the industry who I can't talk to no more. Can't even get them on the phone. Talking some where I've been at. Nigga, I've been here. So it's all connected. But they're not gonna talk about this shit. They gonna run a Bob Flat Earth headline probably.
You see, this is not far-fetched at all, y'all. Just like they be telling us in these movies. Hold on, does he have Yeezys on? Hold on.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, there's a reason why they put this in these movies, because they're telling us truth in plain sight. And then the fact it took this long to find the real Kanye, just like how this industry Kanye goes missing and then he appears, you know what I'm saying? It goes to show you the real Kanye is really a magician. But yeah, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Shift this here. Let's get it.
That's Kanye West.
You murdered your son.
Yes.
Watch as this woman explains why she murdered her son.
It's like I put my courage together and I put the rope around his neck and I fastened it in the end of the bed. And he wake up and he was swearing at me. I said, I just want to talk to you. Why don't you appreciate what I do for you? I asked, when are you going to listen? He said, Mommy, I'm going to listen. And when he said, Mommy, I'm going to listen, I just pulled the rope tighter and I fastened it on the bed. I was looking at him and I thought, maybe he's a funny guy. I was thinking he was sleeping,
But what would you do if you were the judge for her?
This cannot be true. Why is she not in jail?
This documentary made me sick. After so many boys have unalived themselves from her graduating class, Paige Goldberg goes back to her hometown to find out why this is. And by doing this, she uncovers one of the worst things you could find out about your school. If you love documentaries, make sure to hit follow because I post daily and you'll never have to search for something to watch. Paige discovers that a teacher named Eddie Fisher had been essaying the boys in her graduating class. He would invite them over to his house where he would let them do anything learning and he would show them adult materials. And to make matters worse, the school was aware that Eddie was doing these things to the students. One of the boys was so traumatized that he purposefully got himself expelled. The school then let Eddie resign, where he was then hired at that boy's new school.
What?
And that's just one of the dozens of stories told in this chilling documentary. Let me know what you think about this in the
That's crazy, man.